I hope this is actually working this time. It should. It should. I tested this 2 times before I started recording today. Yesterday, I also was recording this exact type of video, except my microphone for some reason cut out within like the first 2 minutes, and it wasn't recording my voice at all anymore. So I bought a splitter and everything to connect it all together to make sure that there's no issues with my MacBook Pro getting my voice in this video. But hopefully this is interesting, right? Look at what we got. Look at what we got right now, right? We got the chart. We got me. So you can see me as I'm making the play, right? That's crazy, bro. Okay, first of all, though, yesterday I did make a play. I made like $220. So I just added that into the account, whatever. It's not like it's a really big number. So today we have 11,000. Okay, yeah. There's tracking on this, right? So everywhere I move my head, you see that? Like I'm not look, no hands, like hello, yeah. So it's gonna follow me everywhere I go. So you can see, like I'm not playing games. I'm not doing things off camera, right? I don't got the phone down here trying to swindle you like I'm playing poker. We have $11,819.12 in the account right now. That's our buying power as well. You're going to also notice that I like to look at the SPY chart when I trade. The reason for that is just look at the SPX chart. In my opinion, I just don't like the way it looks. It's just something about it. And the good thing about SPY, the S&P 500 and SPX, is they basically trade like 99% of the same way, right? They're the same thing. I wish I would have shorted that up there. So got to go through everything first. I do use quant data. If you're new to this, I use quant data to make my trades. I don't just buy random puts or calls and say, oh, look, we're high right now, we must go down, or even the MACD down here, or the RSI. I don't just blindly follow one indicator or even two indicators. I like to have the data. And the data right now says, it's kind of weird. So there is a $62 million net exposure at 58.75. Let me go back to SPX so I can show you. Right now we're at 59.12. Basically what the data is saying, that a majority of the money right now is somewhere all the way down here. But what's also weird is there's a $20 million net exposure at 5,900, which is going to be actually somewhere right around here. And then after that, there's really not much else. Net drift is positive. What that basically tells you is how many people are purchasing calls versus how many people are purchasing puts or selling calls or selling puts. So right now there is 1.4 million calls being bought, and there is 320,000 puts being bought. So nothing's really being sold off. I have the net flow here, which kind of, I don't know, net flow for me doesn't really matter in a Trump market just because it swings a little too much, especially when he talks. You can't really gauge it. Maybe on like smaller stocks, you could probably use net flow. I think on the McDonald's video is where I really used net flow for a couple of those trades. And then I do have the Mag 7. I do have the deltas. Right now, there's a almost $12 billion green delta at 59.05, which means that if we do get to 59.05, the chances are that we don't go through it. That's kind of what that means, right? If it was a red one, you would need like a red one. My phone actually went, there was a Truth Social post. Yes, I'm on Truth Social. Look at that. Trump just posted, and he posted himself playing golf. He posted himself playing golf. Oh, no. He posted himself. What is this? Our president is a little, dude kind of sucks. That's all I'm going to say. He kind of sucks. Also, let me go through this. This is going to suck with the tracking, so you guys are just going to have to believe that there's a lot of words on this. So I'm going to go through it. Maybe if I can, what if I put myself close to it? Y'all see that right there? That's crazy, bro. So at 10:30 today, we have crude oil inventories, and the importance of that is medium. Also at 10:30, we have Cushing crude oil inventories. That one's actually low. The importance of that is low. So crude oil, medium. Cushing crude oil, low. Why? I don't know. 11:40, we have ECB's Lane speaks. That's somebody in Europe, so that is low. Nobody cares about what Europe is doing in America. 12:15, FOMC Bowman speaks. Bowman's cool, but he's not Jerome. So that was a medium/low. And then at 1 p.m., somewhere around there, I tried to do the math in my head. Somewhere around 1 p.m., we do have the 20-year bond auction. And that one is also rated Importance level medium to low. I did the importance ratings myself because I've been doing this now for a little while. 20-year bond auction. What the heck just happened? What is that? Did Trump say something? Trump must have said something. Why did that just happen? There's nothing in the data to suggest. I mean, the net drift spiked at the same time that that candle came out. You see what makes trading so difficult? Is I just went over the news. There was nothing for 10 a.m. So what I do is I have Quant Data's Discord server open, and maybe they find some news that I haven't been able to find, because a lot of times what will happen is it's like news that was never like meant to, not that it was not meant to come out. Why am I so close to this? It's news that was like I guess in a way hidden, right? It just wasn't really shown, but it had a high importance. So that's interesting, though. I'm not sure why that happened. We're going to go ahead and open up. Even my consolidated order flow, the last time someone had bought a call was at 10:01, which was, oh, they bought it in the candle. I noticed that a lot. People try to scalp a lot with a lot of money. Not me. Can you guys see me well? Do I need to like open the window a little bit? Hold on. Let me open up the window a little bit. Hopefully I can. Yeah, that looks all right. All right, so got a couple green candles now. Pretty bullish, but I'm not really sold on it considering that we're sitting in negative gamma. We're also we're actually sitting in negative delta as well. Vanna does not matter at this point anymore. I don't really follow Vanna. Vanna's only for like the beginning of the day. It's 10:03 right now, so technically you could call it the beginning of the day, but it's only for really like the first 10-15 minutes. And even Vanna is showing almost a negative $100 million exposure at 58.75, which was the same place that the negative exposure on Gamma was. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn up the volume, and we're going to basically just take our time. That's what trading is. Trading is all about just taking your time, getting into a good position. One thing that you don't want to do, hopefully you guys can see, like one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get into a position where you see like these bullish candles right here, and then right here you buy a call, because then you could potentially get stuck in what was this, a flat trend. It did end up going up a little bit from there, but look, it comes right back down. You really want to get into a good position to where you can try to catch at least 5 points on SPX, maybe 10 points, to actually make some decent amount of money. So let me go ahead and we will turn up ABJ. I got it to 35. Will this be enough? Let me try to hear him talk. Oh yeah, Wolf. Anybody invested in Wolf? I don't know why people still play penny stocks, but they do. Why am I so close? I have it set to wide, but I'm so close. Is it because maybe I need to... Whatever. My mic is on, right? Just make sure. It's green. It's green. That means it should be on. So yeah, 10:30 we got the crude oil inventories, which is in 25 minutes. Market's not really moving, let's be honest. I mean, if you would have bought a call in the very beginning of the day, you might be up a little bit, just because in the beginning of the day, contracts are the most expensive. There's 2 times that contracts are the most expensive. The beginning of the day and the end of the day. In the middle of the day, contracts are the cheapest. All right, let's see. Let's go back to quant data. Calls are really being bought. There's 2.3 million calls. And now puts are being sold. Puts are minus 113K. So maybe right here would have been a good... That would have actually been a really good better value long. So we'll see if we can try to get something similar to that. And we'll wait. We will wait. Let's check the IV on the contracts, actually. IV's about 20%, so that's okay. That's pretty much where it should be. Market's moving up. But I kind of don't... I don't want to get... I don't want to get too into it just because the RSI is pretty high right now. We're at 70. So, yeah, just a waiting game. Very bullish though. Other than that negative gamma, if I can see like the green gamma start to grow, there is a 17. It's just weird because there's a 17 million behind us, and then there's a 16 million in front of us. So I'm not sure. Let me actually go ahead and check Fox News for any surprise Trump speeches. Yesterday he actually did that. There was no news that he was going to speak. The dude ended up speaking. Oh, it was the bring your kid to work day. Instead of talking about that, he talked about China. Let's check Fox News. Watch live. House committee preps Trump's big beautiful bill for a floor vote. Okay, so there is that today. I think that might be what that really big negative gamma is. I think a lot of people are betting that this bill, I don't know. Here's the issue, right? You gotta, when you're trading, you gotta know everything. So is this, Trump's calling it a big, beautiful bill, which to me sounds like it only benefits him. That's how this works when you're a politician. I'll turn it up a little bit so you guys can hear ABJ.
This right here, pretty terrible trade.
Oh, but yeah, what he just said, right? Imagine you see this really big green candle and you're like, holy crap, something just happened. And you bought somewhere up here, you're screwed. Yeah, you're completely screwed. Like whatever this candle was, it might have been an assignment.
The night gamma interest is there. I know we have a big wall there at 5,900.
That might have been an assignment. Someone might have gotten assigned.
Leads me to believe that the gamma should surpass it in value. I don't know right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of thrown off as well. Not gonna lie. These past 2 days have been pretty hard to trade.
So I'm gonna continue taking things slow for a little bit.
It's 10:09. Yesterday I recorded for 3 hours, about 3 hours, just to watch this back over and see. It didn't record anything. Well, it recorded, but the mic didn't work. Yeah, it's just a waiting game now. I would have liked to have started this around the time that I make a trade, so that way it gets interesting right in the beginning of the day, but we have our low.
Tesla moving up here with some strength.
We have our low right here. This was our low of the day, other than market open, but this is where we came down to. Maybe I should make that a different color instead of the same. Let's do green. That's cool. Yeah, it could be green. Green for support. All right. So we had some support down here. Calls are starting to be sold off a little bit, and it's showing right there as well.
I like this. I'm watching for VWAP break.
Puts are. It's just the puts aren't like so. It sucks that you guys can't see it because I can only show one monitor, but the calls are being sold, but the puts aren't being bought. All right, so that's not an entry for me. Net drift is starting to point down though, but it can flip right back. Let's see what happens at this VWAP right here. Do we break through it or do we wick off?
Right now, ESI intraday still buyers in control because of VWAP. I'm gonna see it get under.
Oh,
Some shorts.
look at this.
Before I try again for them shorties.
So at 11:30 a.m., Trump welcomes South Africa's president to the White House. So that was actually not on our thing. So that's good to know as well. So in an hour and 20 minutes, he's usually late, so give it like 2 hours. He's going to welcome South Africa's president. And you know exactly what they're going to talk about. They're going to talk about China, tariffs. I don't even know if we tariff Africa. What's there to tariff in Africa? Do we tariff Africa? It's time to find that out. Does USA tariff Africa? Let's see. Wow. Yes, the U.S. has imposed a tariff. It's 10%. We tariffed Africa 10%. But the thing with this is, right, it's going to be just like every single other one. Just like the Italian one that came in, the Canadian one that came in. He basically said it himself during the Canadian one with Carney. There's absolutely nothing anybody can say that would get him to lift the tariffs. So this is just going to be another one of those. It's going to be a whole lot of talking about China, maybe talking about India. Of course, they have to talk about the Ukraine war. And it just sucks because it literally should just be what the title is. It should just be Trump welcomes the South African president. Leave it at that. Why talk about anything else in that case? Why not talk about that at a different time?
It's unfortunate to get killed there.
And I guess it's not really Trump's fault. More so, he gets asked these questions and he has to answer them. Well, he doesn't have to. He could just pull a Biden and not answer anything.
Break through this 59 hundo. I would love to see that. Give me that.
See what's going on. Let me take this one off. I'll be able to see the low of the day. I'm very minimal with my screen. Like I can see right here, we had came down to here. You see that? Same place we are right now. So it's just eyeballing it. It's just easy for me to eyeball it versus sticking a line there. I get kind of annoyed with, I don't need this. I don't need this line right here to tell me, hey, look, same place. Let me refresh my quant data. 2 million calls, 300,000 puts. We're in green delta, negative delta behind us, negative delta in front of us. We're in negative gamma. It's making me think that we want to go down, but...
I think there's a chance that we do. I mean, right now the range that we're trading in is not an ideal spot anyways.
I'm assuming he's thinking that it's going to go down as well.
So maybe.
Yeah. They're saying that in the chat.
A lot of decks, yeah. Like this is a tricky spot to be trading, of course.
Yeah, these past 2 days have been tough. I mean, look at where the market's at. We had the small run up. So we're what, 50 cents.
Tesla and everything else starts to lead down as well. I'll be happy with it.
We're 50 cents from the opening run to here.
Right here.
He's shorting here?
Yes.
I don't like that because this purple line is my VWAP.
If you can't short shares, everyone, you can trade TSLS. That's the short inverse of Tesla.
I just don't know about shorting here. I don't feel confident in it just because of how hard we've held VWAP.
Smack up right against it, so that's 12 points. And then if we do get up against it, maybe Gamma proceeds to take advantage or take control, and maybe we get rid of that delta. Just an idea so far. Right here where we're trading, like I can't tell what direction is. Truly can't tell, so I'm not going to go ahead and what's the word? Sell spreads until I'm really confident that one side is not interested.
You see how hard we're holding this VWAP? So we held it here, held it here, held it here. The more we test this, the higher probability that we break through it. That is also one thing. So it could be the next time we get we have a little run up. We come down a VWAP.
Could be wrong.
It might
I could be wrong here too.
break through it,
Tough spot.
or it could respect it. There's nothing really here. 14 minutes. We have news on crude oil. Actually, let me go ahead and let them know.
Sell 6,000. 6,000 could be it too.
Crude oil inventories. There we go. All right, so here we are again. Are we going to respect it this time? We are, because of that wick. Let's see. There's just no direction.
See a break of VWAP. Tesla continuing to slide down here.
It's possible. Calls are being sold off. Calls are being sold off. Puts are at 400,000 now, so they're getting bought up a little bit. I like that this follows me. I don't like that it's like my face is literally taking up the whole thing, but I'm up here. I'm up here. No, I'm down here. I'm down here. I like this. Whoever recommended the OBS bot, yeah, you're awesome. I think that the reason I bought it was one of the comments that I saw. I think they called it OS bot though, and I was like, didn't I used to bot on RuneScape, and I think one of the bots I used was OS bot, right? Old school bot.
Just want to clarify, we're all looking at the same thing, but if you have your own idea or your own representation you think, take your own trade. It's okay. I'm wrong too. I know I had an amazing 9-day win streak. It's over now as of yesterday.
Yesterday was stupid.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to trade my own ideas. Sometimes, again, I could be wrong. I could be interpreting things a little bit differently. What I think is that, that 5,900, or sorry, 5,800, 5,875, it was very large in the morning. And we had this 5,900 grow. That's in the money, though. I wonder if we smack up against it and then they start to give it up. So there's a battle right here between 5,875 and 5,900.
I hope this is loud enough.
Orders on Tesla so far, June 27th through 30 puts.
22 minutes in, 0 trades. Very patient today. You tell me, where are you making a trade here? Where are you buying here? Let's stick a trend line from this peak right here. And let's make sure that it's right there.
Yeah, there's no money.
Where are you trading there?
It's too far. Volatility's too low. I wish you could sell 6,000. That'd be ideal.
I'm just waiting for the comments. You could have bought puts up there. Yeah, okay. Market could have kept going up as well. We're stuck. I picked a pretty crappy time to start this. Could have started this like 5 minutes ago and been in the same spot. But this is the reality of it. The reality is you just wait. Wait for a good opportunity. Here could be a decent one. We could wait for this run up, right? Maybe up to here at 590, 97, 95, and then try to short it back down. Or it could come up here and flatten out.
Wolf continuing the drop here, man. Just got an alert on Question that Wolf is dying. Oh, Jag, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear you're struggling. slow, man. You know, if the day doesn't seem right for you, take that break. You don't have to participate every single day. I actually think it's not beneficial for even for myself as a day trader. I call myself a day trader. You don't have to be here every day. Sometimes it's detrimental to your performance because then you're forcing yourself to trade these days where there's a chop, which is and just not in line with your thinking. Which is why I think if you do force yourself to trade every day, if for whatever reason you really need to, take a look at all the different strategies that there are. Right? What are some ways to trade? But yesterday, what was the one way I tried to save myself from those directional losers? I sold spreads because that's another way to take advantage of the market. Try to attempt a different, you know, if things are chopping around, you take advantage of theta.
We've respected VWAP so hard every time. Our MVC, or most valuable contract, is still negative.
Yeah, man. Big orders on Tesla puts. We're starting to stall here. The longer tactic stuff is still the bulk of my income. So all I've got around right now is the short on TSLL
Can I move this?
in at 1491. Let's see if we get a little bit.
I wish I could just move this completely out of the way.
Starting to consolidate here.
I guess that's fine.
Accumulation phase, right? Listen, we've had such a great week last week and then a few days ago as well. So, you know, it makes sense that the market's going to do this terrible stuff to you, right? Our luck may have run out a little bit. Sorry to hear that, Darwinist. Take things slow, man. All right, cool. So we're a little bit green on the TSLL.
Let me turn them down. So in the quant data chat, 2 people have now said that they've lost money trading. I want to know where did they find an entry? I don't see it. I'm looking at this right now. It's a flat market. I don't know where they found an entry. Just need one good trade today. One good one, and that might be it. We're on VWAP again. Look. Just respecting it again. Hold on.
Come on, TSL.
This is the first time we've blown through it. I mean, no, because we did also here.
Let's go, Tesla short. Who's short Tesla? I don't know. Not too bad. Take profit right there. ES starting to dip below now for VWAP, so the short idea is kind of there. Hey, what's up, Blue? Doing okay, man. Trying to recover these.
Let me turn it down a little bit.
This damage that we've incurred this from the open.
So we broke through VWAP. Now we're using VWAP as resistance. Nope. Now we just blew right back through it. Unless we wick back down. Dude, that's a big scalp. I mean, getting lucky. You'd have to get so lucky to buy up here, knowing that it's going to be a couple big red ones, only to get eaten right back up. Like, it took one candle to get us under 2 greens to put us right back to where we were. And now it's support again. And there's just nothing in the data to suggest which way we're going to go. One thing is bullish, the other thing is bearish. Mm? Coming down a little bit. Puts are actually starting to be bought up a little bit. 600,000 puts, 1.9 million calls. I'm not sold though. I'm not sold that we go lower. We're almost at open. Are we? We're just above open. Oh no, we're at open. Open was 59.10 on SPX, and right now we're at 59.10. Do we go touch? The thing is, if we go down to freaking 5,900, which is 10 points away, what then? Now we're stuck in like severe negative gamma with a huge green gamma spike. I don't like when the market's like that. I like it when the MVC, or most valuable contract, is either on one side or the other. Right now, they're both on the same side. You see how... Yeah, I don't know. That's what's not letting us move, is the fact that both of the major contracts that are being purchased are below us. But one is positive, one is negative. I don't know. I'm not really trying to scalp candles right now. I guess that green candle right there, the one we're in, was a 2-point candle on SPX. I guess maybe from here, actually. Let's see what ABJ is saying.
Stack up against that. We're traversing in negative delta area, right? Google drank its juice this AM.
These are bots.
Google continuing to go, eh?
This is not real people trading.
Taking a turnaround for sure.
I gotta turn them down. These are not this is not real people trading this. These are bots. And I'm talking about multi-million-dollar bots people have created that will buy every green candle and sell, or no, they'll buy every red candle and they'll sell literally right away. Which is what's causing this, right? You see the red, green, red, green, red, 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 but it's not moving. Green, 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 right? Because those bots are buying and selling. And I've actually seen cases where these bots will have $50 million in an account and they will make like 25 cents on a trade. Just how fast they trade. They're not really they're not really sitting there looking for these types of things. Oh, we got some red and we hit the VWAP. Let's hold, right? They're not really looking for that. They're just looking to get in and get out as fast as possible. and it adds up, right? Your bot, let's say your bot trades 500 times a day, right? You got 50 million in it. Your bot trades 500 times a day, and let's say it makes 25 cents every time. Makes 125 bucks. I don't know. They probably make more, but
Sure, with the APJ mans.
coming down though. We're coming down. It's just we're coming down into green delta and green gamma. Like this delta right here at 5905 is $12 billion. That's B at 5905. We were almost right there. We were at 5907 at the low. Puts are being bought though. 1.1 million puts, 1.7 million calls. I'm tempted to go short. I should have probably went short a while ago. But then again, if I went short up here and I saw this, maybe going short was the move, huh? Definitely don't want to buy calls here. This is a falling knife now. Puts are growing though, and calls are being sold off now. What happened at 10:30? Wasn't 10:30 crude oil? I guess that was this green candle. Maybe it was some good news on crude oil inventories. Didn't really have an effect on the market. Now the puts are being sold off. Puts are now under 1 million. Calls are 1.6 million. It just happens like that. 200,000 contracts just sold off. And now they just got all back, bought back up. Dude, the net exposure is almost 80 million, well below us. Could it be that a couple green candles would be a better value short in this case? I don't know though. I really don't know. What a tough trading day. And it's good to just be cautious. You don't want to just throw your money into it, and it's just, if you're gonna do that, go to a casino. Because look, if you short down there, that's a big move up on SPX. That one candle, you're probably down almost 100, probably 80. Is it a better value short though? Do we continue down? Using the 200, the orange line, by the way, right here is my 200 EMA. Let's see, do we respect VWAP and come back down? Let's see what they're talking about. I think he must have left to go do something. Yeah, he's not talking either. Negative delta on 58.75 diminished to nothing. 58.75. The negative delta diminished to nothing. Well, what I see is there's a net exposure of 76, 77 million on it. So I'm not sure how that diminished to nothing. Oh, negative delta. 58.75. There's still almost $5 billion there. It's just we're right in $12 billion worth of green delta. So if we blow past this and we go down, those people are going to have to buy all that back up. Or sell it. I think that's how that works. They would have to buy up their negative delta. They would have to sell off their green delta. No, because they would have to buy up the green as well. Because it went under. And a market maker's job is to be delta neutral. Very big green candles. So interesting. And the MACD is just busted. What are these green candles? It's like there's only one that happens. Max 3. Oh, it's because we're in the green delta. Yeah, that's exactly it. What's crazy... Oh, no, I'm looking at puts. Okay, I was like, why is my value going down? Do we break VWAP? Nope. Maybe. Maybe, just not in this candle. I'm trying to see if there's any sort of inflow or anything. Like anything going on with the net drift that can give me a clue. Or even gamma, or even delta, or even the mag 7 net drift. I mean, the mag 7 one is 52 million puts to 8 million calls, and for some reason we're flat. Let me see if I can filter it. So it's net drift filter. Let's inactivate that one. More directional bias. Even that is bearish. All right, blue past VWAP. This is where I would. I don't know. I don't want to front run it, but the way the market has been moving today, I would want to buy a put. I don't know why. I think I'd want to scale into some puts. Because I mean, what are the odds that we? Where are we at? We're right here. Imagine buying calls in the beginning of the day and being right here. Or buying puts in the beginning of the day and being here. I don't want to front run puts, but we're in negative delta. There's a green. No, yeah, we're in negative delta. There is a green one in front of us. Worth 1.7 billion. Bro, what is this? That's gonna get eaten up. I feel like the market's gonna either trend sideways or up from here. Calls are being bought. That's a clue. More calls are being bought. Oh, trading is boring. Where's all those videos? I thought this was going to be like the videos where I wake up in the morning, one trade, make $8,000, and I go hop on my yacht. It's almost as if those videos are fake. It's almost as if that's not realistic day trading. Swing trading, maybe. But imagine you bought... Market opened red. Imagine being bullish yesterday. Hey, yeah, I think the market's going to continue trending up tomorrow. I'm going to buy calls on SPX. You wake up. Maybe I should have bought those puts. There's just no way to tell. There's no direction here. I'm thinking this might be a video where I literally get no entry. Unless I flip a coin somewhere and say, oh, we went up a little too much. Maybe it's time to come down. Respecting the VWAP almost. But yeah, those videos, I see them too. I sometimes like the motivational ones where it's like, they take like a quote from a movie and like they have like the Lambo and shit and it's motivation, but what I don't like are the ones where the dude wakes up and says, "Oh, this is a day in my life." Here's a day in my life, guys. I'm gonna throw down $50,000 on zero DTE options. Oh, look, we just made 10,000. All right, guys, I'm gonna go hop in my Lamborghini and do all the things that you wish you could do, wagey. It don't work like that. Not every day, at least. If we were directionally bullish, I would have made money. If we were directionally bearish, I would have made money. The fact that we're flat like this, and it's a guess. I could have front run that. I could have definitely done that. I mentioned it. My chair is squeaky. Go ahead and like the video so I can afford a new one. Because clearly I'm not making any money in this market. 47 minutes, dude. And this is what we have. And the crazy thing about these red candles is calls are still 1.8 million, puts are 1.2 million. Now they're 1.1. I might need an ice cream. I can't sit here and watch this. This is boring. I'm gonna need an ice cream. I gotta turn off the. Where's my OS thing? Turn off tracking. Is it tracking me? You ain't tracking me no more? I'm going to get an ice cream. Y'all see that right there? Y'all see that right there? That's organic. Back to tracking. Yep. Is he talking?
But of course, there's always other opportunities to trade. We'll just have to see. Either listen here, as always, expiration final Wednesday. Last full trading is always the day before. You can trade expired futures, specialties, trading meeting at short time. Ooh, thank you for that information. No stop loss, everyone. My good man, my good man. So yeah, right now I'd be looking for every opportunity to get short and just give it a try to see if we break through 5,900 or just smack up against it. That would be 5 points though. Yeah, I'm gonna take a bit of a coffee break. I'll be back shortly. I'll be back.
We're about to be at that positive delta, 5,900. Where are we at on SPX? 5,903. Trump just posted a tweet. What did he tweet about? More golf. Epic. Man's tweeting about golf. Should have been in puts. My fault. That's a strong wick. Do we come back up? Do we come back up from this? That's a really strong wick. Yeah, look at that. Ice cream's almost gone. Well, that's 2 times I finessed my own self. I said exactly what I thought would happen. So, right now, if I zoom in on net drift, there was a net drift cross, which means during the majority of today so far, the calls were the biggest thing, right? There was 1 point whatever million calls, and then there was puts. At 10:48, which was 2 minutes ago, the puts actually crossed over the calls, right? So generally what that means is the market will shift in that direction. In this case, though, the calls are now starting to be bought up pretty heavy because of that big wick. I didn't buy it. And the calls are not being sold off again, so that's a shame. That was 2 entries I could have just had. It's alright. Plenty more. Plenty more entries. Plenty more money to make. I might have to I don't know, it's like you want to trust the data, but the data's not helping me right now. I guess it is. But it's telling me, it's not giving me any clues, it's just telling me what's happening. Technically a clue would have been wrong even right down here. Because right down here it said, oh, we're going to be bearish, but it got bought up. Dang, man. If I was in calls down there, like, I'm tempted to buy a put. We're too high, bro. Get out of here. Look how high we are. We're about to be right back here. We're getting bought up, actually. Look at that. Any market trends you guys see? We have a high and then came all the way down. I wouldn't really call this, this. Get out of here. Why does that keep opening? Do we come back down from here? Puts? Do we come back down? Respect that VWAP, bro. That VWAP is something else. Oh my goodness. It's just I'm getting annoyed. Getting annoyed with this market. This might be one of those just stop loss hunters. Right. You bought down here, you set your stop loss here, you're out. Now we catapult up. No? Okay. I want to buy a put. I want to, but I know it's the wrong move. Yeah, I want to, but it's the wrong move. Come on, Moo. We're about to be an hour into this. Done a whopping 0 trades. At least we're patient. Yeah, that's an important quality. We're patient. Hopefully the mic is close enough. Put it a little bit closer. There we go. Stop loss hunted those people, and calls are now 2 million. Puts are 1.4. The data looks exactly the same as it did 1 hour ago. Let's see where we're at. Hey, look at that. Well, no, we're a little bit higher than open. A little bit higher. This is poopy. This is actually poopy. I'm starting to think it might be a fake out, and they might make it seem like they want to come back down, but then they just go up. The data does not suggest that. $2 million calls. Let me check the week, actually. I can do that on the phone easily. I don't know. I really don't know. Flattened out again. Nobody's talking there. Yeah, look at that. Am I 3 for 3 on thoughts? It's a shame my thoughts can't make any money. Yeah. I had a feeling. Like, you can just tell. You can just tell the manipulation. Like, when you do this for long enough, you can just easily tell when there's going to be manipulation. They make it seem like you're going to constantly just do these. You're going to come up a little bit, make a new low, and then what they end up doing is people down here, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to wait for this. We're going to get these wicks and we're going to come right back lower. Instead, what the market manipulators do is they go, nah, back up. Calls was a great idea down there, and I even called that huge wick. Whoa, what a candle. Any data to back this up? Calls are 2.5 million. The gamma above us is growing. Where are we at? We're pretty high. In the consolidated order flow, people are buying puts. I don't blame them either. I might look for an entry into puts, actually. That's what I'm going to do. If the market is going to keep doing this, what it's doing right now, I'm thinking I'm going to try to get an entry into puts. I'm not going to try to front run it. I'm not going to buy it. like I don't want to buy it too early is what I'm saying. I want to get confirmation first. Which means instead of actually looking at the chart, I look at the data. So whatever the data says right now, if I see a really, really big divergence in calls and puts, we will hop into that trend. Calls are teetering off, puts are picking up a little bit. There's the red candle, I see it. I just don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be one of those where it goes up like this and straight back down. Like we just had that, you know. We had it where it went up, straight back down. So if I'm thinking like a market manipulator, I'm thinking, well, I'm trying to get all these people's money. I'm trying to get these people to sell their contracts. I'm trying to get these people who have puts or calls actually, because they want people to sell their calls, so then they could bring it back down. That's thinking like a market manipulator, right? We're pretty high right now. We've done a great job of staying patient, watching the data. Almost 3 million calls. The thing is, these puts haven't really lost much value. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the data, because there might be a spike in puts somewhere here. The higher we go, I think the more chance we have that someone with a lot of money is going to want this market to come back down. Ooh, it could actually spike up higher. I just saw a spike in calls. Yeah. Bro, if I had just listened to myself down here. It's all right. We'll try to catch. You know what they say, staircase up, elevator down. This is actually an elevator up. Very, very bullish. Was not expecting this at all, to be honest. And the puts just aren't really losing that much value. I might go up to the $600 one. Could come back down here, but calls are still being bought, so it could flatten out. I'm expecting that candle to get bought up. So weird. There was a divergence and then we just exploded. I don't wanna front run it, but I don't want to front run it. I'm not seeing it in the data. Like, I'm not seeing that in the data, that there should have been a red candle there. At most, we should have flattened out, because the calls, there's 3 million calls still. Unless this is a better value long. Nope, it's going to come right all the way back down. The data's not helping me today, bro. The data is actually working against me here. Let me check the 2-minute. I mean, there was a lot of red, let's be honest. There was a ton of red there. But we're right back to where the high of day was, almost. High of day was technically this wick, but I'll say it's somewhere around here. Yeah, look at that, flattened out. That's what the data suggested. So when I saw 2 red candles, data did not suggest that at all. It's actually, the data says that we should be going higher. But what I'm waiting for is a spike in the puts. If I can see a spike in puts, then I'll know that's an entry point because other people, because that's all data is. When you're following the data, it's just about following what the people with the big money is doing. Right? These millionaires over here, they're buying puts. All right, cool. I'll buy puts too. I mean, you guys are risking more money than I am. I'm risking one contract for $600. You guys are risking like $5 million. You know, that's all the data is. It's just saying, all right, the people who have a lot of money are making this move. Then you have an option. Do you bet against the people? Do you bet against the guy who just put down $10 million on calls or puts? Or do you say, yeah, you know what? Here, take my 600 too. Let's go. We'll go up and down together. Right now, though, we're still waiting for a good entry. We're still waiting for a good entry. The market might not even come back down. Who knows? I mean, the MVC is super negative. I think we will eventually. It's just there's, man, I wish I would have bought calls down there. Had I held it, bro, you buy calls down here on this big wick, like I said, and you held it even just up till here. What is that? Like 600, 500 bucks? More? 700? Calls are exploding. 3.4 million calls. Good thing that we are not front running this. 3.6 million calls. And some might ask, why don't you just buy calls? Well, you gotta look where we're at. Right? We're pretty high. There's a big wick down. I'm not buying that though. The calls are still so high. I'm not buying that. But the puts are still, they're not losing a ton of value. That's what I'm so weirded out about. Is this contract should have gone down into the 500s, yet we're 610, 620 bucks. So there's a lot of money in puts. Oh, okay. Let me do that real quick. Let me go ahead and turn off tracking. Be right back. That's not what I wanted. Stay up. Bro, stay up. What are you doing? Turn off motion. Standard. Bro, why won't my... There we go. You guys look up there. All right, back down we go. Hold on. Oh, over here. And let's turn on motion, normal tracking. Is it tracking? Yep, all right, we're good there. 1 hour in, bro. 1 hour in, 0 trades. But these puts are not losing value. That's so weird. We're not front running it. Just be patient. Let's check out the 2 minute. See what's going on. Okay. Checked out all those. It's not in the data. There's a little bit of puts being purchased, but I don't think, not yet. No way. Unless you think it's going to go ooh, and then I'm not buying it. No, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. I think we flatten out a little bit more. If anything, we buy in a green candle. Buy puts in a green candle. But it could do this, dude. Big run up and just stay up. Where are we going? What is the move here? Where does this want to go? We have done a fantastic job of being patient. There's almost 4 million calls now. Wow. Had I just been bullish instead of trying to play the reversal. Wow. Yeah, data completely shifted. It's almost as if there was superior market manipulation at 1028 to make people think with that net drift crossover that the market was going to come down. I mean, they got me. I was for sure that the market was going to go down. I just didn't buy any. How high are we going? What a couple candles, dude. Market is now overbought as well. But there's 4.5 million calls now. 850,000 puts. Oh my goodness, I really missed that. I missed all of this just because I did. Why am I so zoomed in? What is this? Zoom out, dude. What are you doing? Bro, what is this? Why am I so zoomed in right now? Upper body. Why was I so zoomed in? Anyways, all that missed because I didn't trust myself to buy down here. Wow, that would have been thousands of dollars at this point, probably. At least 1,500. Buying all the way down here and holding all the way up here. Gotta come down eventually, though. For sure. I mean, look at the market. Look how overbought we are. I'm just not seeing it in the data. Once I see it in the data that people are starting to ease off and cool off, then I will buy puts. But they haven't gone away. There's still 800,000 of them. If the puts had given up, that would have turned negative. What a day so far. Tough day. Man, right here was the move. Twice, actually. Wanted there, wanted there. Now the RSI has pretty much corrected itself. Let's check out what this is doing. MACDs are pretty busted wide open. So still don't want to front run it. I'm still not seeing anything in the data to suggest that we come down. Maybe another flatten out, but I'm not seeing, no. There's actually less puts right now, even though we're in a red candle, than there was when we were in the green candle. The calls are starting to kind of curl. Nope, they're getting bought up still. But the puts aren't going away. This is just a patient play right here. Could try to front run it, but the worry would be, do we push up higher from here? And we very well could. The gamma at 59.50 has grown really big, which is well ahead of us. No front running. Very weak candles, though. These are very, very weak candles. Maybe? Do I try here for a put? Do I try here? I'm gonna try it. Let's try it. All right, we're in. Let's see. If it starts to go too far away from me, then I will just cut my loss. But I am starting to see calls are being sold off. Puts are starting to be purchased again. Now we're back up to 1 million puts. Market is overbought. So we have a couple of things here. We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario would be I'm wrong and the market just continues to push up. Best case scenario, market starts to ease off, cool off, and come back down because these are very weak candles. And then crappy case scenario is market stays flat. So we'll see. But I'm willing to cut my losses early because this could be one of those poopy situations where the market just kind of eases off and then continues to run. So far I'm down 25 bucks. There's the green candle. Yep. I think I front runned it. I think I went in a little too early. Might have to cut my losses soon here. This is just gonna this looks like it's gonna start to wreck puts. Yeah, every single candle. Yep. Look at that. Yeah, I think I might have played that a little too early. That's a learning experience for me though. That is a pretty big learning experience. When the market is going up and it flattens out, do not buy puts. Because it just will keep going up. Wow, I bought in at such a bad time. Had I just bought in right now, calls are really starting to be picked up right now. Down 15%. If we get down 20, I will cut my loss. Down 18%. Just like that. Just like that. 2 candles and it's over. 17%. 2 candles and I get stopped out. And these puts are just not being picked up like they were earlier on in the day. And 20%. All right, we got to sell. Let me just see what this candle does. Maybe this candle, very weak candle, maybe come down. Let's see. Calls are exploding. Calls are exploding, but we're down 14% now. Glad I waited on this candle, being patient. Let's see. But then again, this could just be a better value long. There's so many calls being bought. Holy crap. I have no idea what pushed this market up at 11:40. Well, no, 11:30 Trump was talking, but that's in 15 minutes, so it's not him. The crude oil stuff had already passed by. Down 12%, 13, 12.9. Might be in a pickle here, guys. Might be in a pickle. How long can the market stay overbought? A very long time. Market can be irrational for years. You could be in puts for years and market will just be, I mean, the market's been irrational since probably 2008. No, the economy has never fixed itself. The only thing that's changed in our world right now that we live in is there's different types of ways to make money. More people are making money online versus the traditional ways of making money. So market is just rational, right? Let's see what happens. We're down 8%. It's a lot better than the 20. I don't know. Maybe we come down. Maybe that was it, right? Maybe we have a little cool off period. I'm waiting for that one big red candle, and then, but for some reason I'm down. Even though I felt like I bought in here, didn't I? I bought in somewhere right here, and I'm still down 7%. Let's see what this candle does. Is it going to eat up that red one? Calls are still being bought. We're in green gamma right now. That very red. Oh, actually, that 58.75 started to give up. I didn't even notice that. It's at 37 million now. But we've seen before that the data hasn't really helped us today. It's one of those days where the data can only do so much. Let's see what happens if we get down, like I said, 20%. We'll cut our losses, move on to the next trade. We just flattened out so much. I think we're at that point. I think. No, we're in a tough spot. I think I bought in at a bad time. I think that's probably just what it was. The market. It was like I said. There's two ways that you can lose. You can lose by it being flat, and you can lose by it going up. 16% down. Let's see what happens. 13. Wish I could show you guys, but it's kind of on my phone. I always trade on my phone. Puts are not really being picked up right now. I think they're starting to give up. But you never know. You never know in this market. Things can flip really, really fast. You can have one of these things happen right now, right? You can have just a really big red one followed by a couple more reds. It is always an elevator down. Elevator down, staircase up. And right now I'm not seeing the stair up. This is not really a staircase up. This is a flattening of the market at a very high price point. We'll see. Down 15%. And we should down 10%, okay. I'm thinking we see an elevator. I'm thinking it's coming. I'm gonna be like one of those Indian videos where the dude is like looking at the chart and he's like doing all these hand motions. Come on. Do it. And, no, the crazy thing about that video is he was like, all right, we're going to drop right now. And then the market shot up. Looks like my hand motions didn't work. Calls are reigning supreme right now. I got more hand motions now. We got to go back down. Come on. Bring it back down. Elevator down. Elevator down. Down we go. Down. Up, down. Up, down. Big down. Do it. No. All right. 19%. But you see how much this sucks, though. Barely moved and we're down. 19. One more push up and we, unfortunately, are going to have to sell for a loss. Not much we could have done there. Unless we get lucky. At this point, I have to just get lucky because Theta is eating my contract. I have to just get... I thought I was following the data. Down 15%, bro. Come on. Stop messing with me. Can someone buy some puts? What are these candles? Someone buy some puts. Let's get some movement. Let's have some fun. Roller coaster down, buddy. Come on. Do it. I believe in you. Let's go down, buddy. You know, you got to talk to it nicely. You know, friendliness goes a long way. Man, I'm trying to be friendly with you, market. I'm trying to be friendly. I gave you the hand gestures. You just have to do it. You just have to sell off right now. You sell off right now. I make a little bit of money. People think I'm a genius. Everybody's happy. To be fair, though, I will say, had I bought calls right here, we lost as well. So you know what? We had a 50-50 chance, and we lost both ways. It's like being in a casino and clicking the slot machine button. Chances are you're not going to get a winning line hit. Chances are you're not going to get a bonus. We're down 10% still. Elevator down. Come on. Come on, do it, bro. Stop playing with me, man. I want to see big red candle. Puts are being bought. Puts are being bought. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can buy all the puts you want. This thing's gonna go up. Hmm. I think it's gonna have a push before it drops. I kind of have a feeling. I have a feeling it's going to want to get people out of the position before they drop it, and they might actually just get me out of mine too. Bro, can I move my chair up? And I'm at 19%, guys. I'm literally at 19%. All right, we're at 21%. I might just... Nah, we're going to have to sell this. Okay. That's a loss. Unless... Because they like to do this, believe me. I've been in a situation before where they run up the market a little bit. They have like a big green just to drop it all the way back down. Hold on now. There's still life. I'm down 19%. What a bad entry. What a bad market. Not even an entry. It's not like I lost because it kept going up. I lost because it freaking... well, I haven't lost yet. But I'm losing because it's just... getting bought up. Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame because calls are being sold and puts are being bought, yet we're just not moving. Yeah. Gosh, I really don't want to sell because I really think this is going to come back down, but I'm going to take a big loss here if I don't sell. I just really think that it wants to come back down. Like, what is up here that it's enjoying? All right, I'm selling it. That's enough. Should I? Let me wait for the... No, this candle's huge. That's a really, really big green candle. I just took a 20% loss and I bumped it up to 34%. It's losing a lot of value fast now for some reason. All right, that's a big loss. Damn. Sell it. I'm out. All right, I'm out of that. I have a feeling that they're going to drop it right now. So what are we at right now? Today we're down 190 bucks. That was tough. That sucked. Look at this. Don't tell me it's going to do it right now. Don't tell me it's going to freaking crash right now, right after I sold. Is it really going to do it? Is it really going to crash right after I sold? I mean, I was down 35%. I had to. It's not like I wanted to. I was in a bad situation. MVC, hold on. This is 33 million and this is 46 million. The MVC is now above us. The most valuable contract. Did we go higher? Bro, all of this stemmed because I didn't buy a stupid call down here. I cannot believe that. The MVC is above us right now. Like, we're moving into green gamma. It's just, do I risk buying a call right here at the peak? Like, we just did this entire straight line up. Now I want to buy a call? Like... Data flipped. Data flipped while I was looking at my put. That's a shame. There's a lot of green above us. I think best case scenario, what we should do here is let's not buy right here at this peak. Let's wait for a better value short. The trashy thing about that is I had a short, but I was losing way too much money. And the RSI, look how the RSI fixed itself, even though the market really did not move. in this last stretch where I bought. I'm thinking of a better value short. What is this blue line? I don't remember ever having this blue line right here. There we go. One trade, one loss. All right. Let's see. Can we get in on a better value short? Let's see what ABJ is doing. Looks like nothing. Wow, this guy's down 6,000 on a put, so he had the same idea that I did. It's one thing with quant traders is as quant traders, we generally all have the same sort of entries. We all see the exact same thing, right? Once you actually learn what you're looking at, you do see the exact same thing. Right now, I'm thinking of a better value short. Trump speaks, though, in 2 minutes with the African president. Well, maybe not in 2 minutes, but the live stream is set to start in 2 minutes. And then there's that bill that's going on, the House is voting on, which will probably go through. I think the House is Republican. Let me see this. Let me mute it all the way. I'm going to have the screen open for Trump's thing so I can see when the guy actually shows up. Is this our better value short coming up? Might be. Look at this. Look at this nonsense I sell, and then look what happens. I had a feeling. I had a feeling it was just waiting for me to sell. Nobody's there yet. The camera's still at the White House. Do we get a better value long entry here somewhere? I still would have been down quite a bit had I held on to those shorts, though, or had I held on to that one put. Let me make sure I have hand gestures off. Yeah, I have hand tracking off, so why did it do that? Look, why is it doing that? My idea was we trended here, we come back, we try to take a lot of these people out, and then push up. That was my idea. Very weird market. $43 million at 59.50, which is well above us. Only 36 million below us, but there's a 30 million below us as well. I couldn't have held on to that, but thinking about it right now, we sold for a 35% loss. I mean, up here I would have been. I think this is where I actually sold it. Oh, true, we did. We did sell it there, didn't we? So we still would have probably been down because of theta. Thinking that we try to get into a better value long somewhere here. Do we get a better value long? 1.5 hours, one losing trade, which maybe I shouldn't have taken. We're in green delta. We're teetering between green and red gamma. I don't know. Is this our better value long? This might be a losing day. This really might be a losing day. I'm not the only one struggling. There's a couple other people in the quant server struggling as well. Unless you were just bullish. I just don't see why you would have been. I can see right here. I wasn't paying attention to the data. Now we're in no man's land. We can either go up or down. The data suggests that we should go up. The data suggests we should go... We've got a ways to go up, but we've already jumped from 59.06 to 59.29. Let me see something. So we had this entire section right here of just trending down. And now we're doing the same thing, except we're flat. Somewhat trending down, I guess. I think those contracts would have been... Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have been down 35. I think I bought too early. That was my issue. Definitely bought too early. Tried to front run that one. What's the move? Come on. Over an hour and a half of trading to be down. Nothing yet at the White House. Bitcoin rises above 2.1 trillion market cap. Yeah, now I think maybe I would have been... Nah, data I still would have been down. Had I bought a future? Yeah. So now, how much of these guys are we going to take out before we go back up? That's the question. Calls are being sold off. Under 4 million now. It was close to 5 million at the peak up there. Trying to get a whole picture of the market in my mind. Starting to think maybe here. Around that 59.60 area. 50.90.60. Don't want to front run calls, but that's where the data says the market kind of wants to go. 39 million to 40 million. They're pretty similar, actually. It's not a move for me. Dang, we would have been profitable, actually, on those puts had I just held it through a 50% loss. So, right direction, wrong time. Puts are starting to pick up, but again, the market's not moving. I'm getting sleepy from this. I'd be wide awake had I had bought calls earlier. Just untradeable. Untradeable. I don't have a bot that can move as fast as the speed of light to get these shares in and out. $43 million to 37, so upside still looks closer to being right. Man, falling asleep over here. Didn't really take out as much as I thought we would there. Thought maybe we would try to take out a little bit more of these people. And the data was actually suggesting that puts were picking up. I'm just not getting into the right place. What am I doing wrong here? What am I not seeing? What am I missing? It's just weird because somebody in the quant server as well just said that they bought SPY puts for a day out here. I guess maybe that was the better value short right there, or better value log. Calls are, I don't get it though. This is so confusing. Calls were 4.8 million. Right now they're 3.9, but we're trending up. you see where I'm like just it's mental gymnastics trying to wrap your head around how there can be so many calls being sold, yet we're moving up. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then it just makes you super tired because you get like burnt out, especially sitting here for 2 hours. I don't normally do this, but with this new style of video I'm trying. But 2 hours of sitting here almost, is I'm watching calls get bought right now in a red candle. 2 hours of sitting here watching this is by far some of the most boring things that you can do. Makes great money. Don't get me wrong. If you get the right play, the right position, if you have the right data, it makes money. All right. It's a lot easier than pouring concrete or painting walls or installing flooring or what else do people do that's like manual labor. Uh, it's much easier than construction, you know, much easier than welding. There's a lot of harder things that I could be doing right now. But then again, right, that's hard for me. It's easy for somebody else. Put somebody else in my position, have them looking at both of these screens right now, looking at data that's inversing what's going on this screen, and have them try to be profitable. I might take the L today. It's 11:44. I might take the L. I really couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you where we're going, guys. I couldn't tell you. The only thing that I could tell was strong wick down here, and that should have been my entry. Nowhere else today did we have a wick like that, where you see how it's trending down, and then it just right here was just such a solid bottom, and then jump started all of this that we missed out on. Knowing me, maybe I would have sold here and would have been like, all right, cool, let's take profits. Would have seen a red candle and be like, no, 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 no. Is Trump speaking yet? Nope. Said it was supposed to be at 11:30. They're not going to talk till like 12:30. Somehow this guy bought puts and he's up. It's got. I mean, he's paper trading, but I don't know how he's up that much. Let me hold on. Turn off the motion. Standard. It's not following me, is it? All right, cool. I need to stand for a second. This is whack, bro. This is so whack. I gotta stretch. Close this too. Is it doing anything? Nope. How about now? Nope. See, why can't I? Why can't it just be this far back? I guess because I sit closer to the computer. And the loom thing that I do, I can't change it from a circle to a square. Y'all seen that right there? Y'all seen that right there, man? Got to stretch a little bit. Let me open up OBS again. Motion, normal tracking. Is it tracking? It sure is, man. Look at that. Y'all see that? That is... Oops, I hit the mic. That's pre-cut watermelon. Trump speaking yet? Nope. Per usual, he's late. Which one was I? This one. Dude, my entire consolidated order flow is all puts. Market ain't moving. What the hell? Yo, the volume just fell off. I mean, it's still high. It's still 7,000, but... that was like a straight line down in the volume for net drift. But we're going up. Well, it might have been here. Let me see. What time was this? 11:46. Yeah, that's when it happened. Trading is fun. This is exactly like the videos. This is exactly like those videos, man. Still going down. The volume. It's interesting. Put this over here. Put this here. I don't know, guys. Do we take the L? It's not many days I make only one trade. We didn't have many opportunities. I'd say 2. Here was an opportunity. Not really. We had broke through VWAP, used it as support, and then came back down. I'd say there was only one real opportunity, which was this one. Other than that, this has been a snooze fest. Took a loss, and that's the reality. You cannot win every trade. You can limit it. I should have limited myself to 20%, but I was just looking. Whatever. Trade's over. Happened. Can we make a move? Apparently not. We're gonna be flat the rest of the day. What happened yesterday? I know yesterday was stupid. Oh yeah, we were flat the entire day too. And then we had a really big dump for virtually no reason. And then it recovered straight away. I mean, this looks awfully similar. Except this time, instead of being under the 200 EMA, we're above it. This is really starting to give up. This 58.75 is at 33 million versus 48 million above us. The data really tells us that we should be going up. And I really cannot figure out why we're not. We're in green delta. We're in green gamma. My entire consolidated order flow is all puts. Was this an entry? The MACD did flip. One thing that you guys should know though is take this with a grain of salt. Market makers are not sitting there watching two lines cross over to figure out when they want to buy. Dudes with like 20, 30, 50, $100 million are not waiting for the MACD lines to cross before they buy contracts. They're the ones making all these moves over here. You know, this is all of their moves, and then it could go up. I mean, MACD did cross. Let me check the 2 minute. It's just look where we are. God. Well, technically, I mean, I did say we should be going up. Just wasn't in any contracts. I really want to see, like, if we're really gonna move up, I really want to see these puts go away. I don't want to see $1.4 million worth of puts, because that means people are still holding that position. Hmm? Man, I'm just not getting in good positions at all. Wish I was in calls down here. Yeah, it looks like I missed this position as well. Unfortunately. Are they speaking yet? They're not. Oh, it looks like ABJ's back. Let's see what he has to say.
100-ish points from all-time highs. What happened to quant there? I don't know. I left that screen while I was away. Apologies there. But you know what? It's more reason for you to pick up a trial if you needed the data. If you're trading every day with the data, and you think you rely on it, you should probably pick up a trial. Again, I'm not a salesman, but you know, does it make sense? You want to trade?
Trump say something?
But you refuse to spend the money. I don't know. It's free. It's a free trial. Throw it out there right now. You pick up a trial and you need a little bit longer, just let me know. Let me know. We'll see what I can do. Limited, of course, limited offer. Goes out to everybody. Can't give it to every single person, but
Why did we just drop like that? What happened?
let's say a few you.
Okay, he's just talking about quant data. Why did we drop down like that? What happened? Dude, there's nothing in the data that even tells you anything's like that's gonna happen. Still green delta. Still green gamma. Calls, actually calls sold off quite a bit. Look at that. And that's what my worry was, is the fact that the puts are not selling off. Like the calls were growing. Dang it, bro. The calls were growing, but the puts were not selling off. Why are we selling off like this? I think it's just trying to stay in this range. It just brought us right back in there. Two hours in, we're starting to see some market manipulation. Was that the place to front run calls? I don't know. Ow. Well, call would have been good there. You're just guessing. You're just guessing on that. There's nothing to back this up. That's just a guess. Do we haven't engulfed it. That's an important thing to see, right? You see here, here we had a big green, and then this red engulfed it, and then what happened right after? We had another green, market manipulation. And then here you see this one engulfed this one, and then back down we go, market manipulation. So let's think about this as a market manipulator, right? We just brought this down. Now we're going to make them believe that it's going to go up, but we're going to drop it lower. Market manipulation at its finest. Nope, I was wrong. Nope, I was right. I'm getting so sleepy, bro. Wish I would have started recording this like an hour ago. I would have felt a little better. Hey, market manipulation. I just don't. I'm not seeing it. Like, this data is lying to me. Am I looking at the right one? Hold on. May 21st. That's today. May 21st. I'm looking at all of my. I'm looking at all of my. That's right. That's right. May 21st, May 21st, May 21st. I don't know. I really don't know. Why is it recording my ceiling, bro? Y'all want to take a guess where it's going to go from here? Let's be one of those Instagram videos where all they show you is this. And they say, hey, which way are we going to go? They never show you anything like this. They'll never, ever, ever, ever show you anything that looks like this. Because they don't even know, right? They'll show you something like, bro, you can't show anything about today. Here, let me make an Instagram video. All right, here. Go ahead. Tell me what's supposed to come next from here. If you're such a good trader, if you're such a pro, tell me what happens next after this. And if you told me it's just going to be in the same exact place, you got it right. Freaking heck, would have made more money delivering burgers. Would have made more money delivering burgers, man. How much are we down today? Is it 200? Yeah, 191. Shame. Shame. At least I made that, 220 yesterday, so that kind of makes it a little bit better for me. QQQ is up, though. Why is QQQ so green? Tech is green. Oh, Nvidia's very green. Nvidia's been a straight line up all day. I think they have earnings. McDonald's. I like looking at McDonald's. They've been down all day. That's what I was saying in that one video. Thing could just open red and just stay red all day. Boeing's down. Apple is red. Bank of America's red. A lot of red. But also a lot of green. Coinbase is green. Crypto is green. Let's go back to SPX. The thing is, eventually there's going to be a move, right? There's going to be a move. And thinking about it now, if I would have bought calls right here, I don't think I would have sold here, honestly. And then I would have been down, and then we were right back to where this was. So would I have sold? I don't know. And then we end up going down. So calls here was the wrong play. Puts here was the wrong time. I don't want to say it's the wrong play because we did come all the way down here. It was just the wrong time. Had I bought here, sure, but how would you know? Over here, you're already oversold. So the market wants to correct itself. Right here, the MACD lines flipped. But the issue is the market today was not volatile. I thought there would have been a little bit of volatility because of the run up that we had, right? Maybe people would want to sell off, cool off a little bit. That also did not happen. So we had two different indicators. One indicator, actually technically two, that one, when you're above the 200 EMA, you technically want to continue to be bullish. At least that's what one YouTube video told me when I was practicing, when I first started doing this. So basically, I made the right play. I made it at the wrong time, which is why they say timing the market is generally a lot of times not worth it. It's time in the market versus timing the market. Yeah, and that was that. Also at that point, let me go back to here again at 11:12. 11:12, there was 11:12. Actually, we should probably go back to 11:11 just to see what had happened, right? 1 minute beforehand. There was 4.6 million calls and 836,000 puts. And then there was 4.4 million calls, 1 million puts, right? So calls had been sold off, puts had been bought. So not only did the technical indicators tell me that, hey, we should see a reversal, but also the data at that time also told me that we should have seen a reversal. It stayed flat. So, that was just, I'm trying to figure out whether or not it was my mistake or if it was just that's how the market rolled today. Right? Hard to predict flat markets like this. Very, very hard. Even up here. Where are you buying a put, dude? You wouldn't know. You would not know to buy a put up here because the high was 592.24. This had made it up to 592.15, 16. And then just comes straight back down. Let's see. Trump speaking yet? It looks like they finally came 36 minutes later. I don't know if he's actually even there yet. It's still looking at the front of the White House, so. Gamma still tells me that we should push up. 50 million exposure. $50 million worth of exposure. 59.50. Well above us. $34 million of net exposure below us. So, and I don't think it's an iron condor, because if it was, it would have been set up really late. Because that didn't exist. Yeah, in the beginning of the day, that 59.50 did not exist. So it can't possibly be that somebody had set up an iron condor here unless they set it up somewhere here. Maybe they saw the market was super flat, low volatility, and they just wanted to play that and make money. Any directional way without a lot of luck would have gone against you. Let me see, did he... Nope, Fox News says this event will resume shortly. So I don't know where this big green candle just came from. There's a big spike in calls. But I look at this now and I'm just like, dude, is this really going to even hold up? Or do we just come right back down? Because the puts have not been sold off. There is still 1.75 million puts that have not been sold this entire day. It started off negative puts, Well, no, actually, they were both positive. Both were positive. Calls and puts were both positive. Puts started to get bought more. I mean, calls started to get bought more, but puts never went away. So you have this manipulation where it's just like, what do you do other than not participate? It's just so weird to me. Like, steadily, puts are still being bought. At 11:54, let's go back to 11:54. Where was 11:54? Right here. So right here was the low of the puts. There was 1.4 million puts. Right now, there's 1.77 as the market is higher than it was here. My consolidated order flow shows a sentiment of being bearish. Did we just make a new high? Is this a new high right here? Did we wick off a new high? We might have actually. Let me see. It's not saying that we did, but the candle's not closed yet. I think once this candle closes right here, we might see that this was the new high of day. Yeah, it was. Look at that. 592.29 was the new high of day. So now a lot of all this stuff that happened back here doesn't really matter anymore. The only thing that really matters is the fact that we went all the way from 588 to 592, where puts have just steadily been bought. So unless somebody knows something, unless somebody knows that they're going to ask some type of question during the thing with Trump and the African president, let's go back to here and see what they're talking about on quant data.
What a pivot we had, though. That's a V recovery for sure. MSTU making this rise back up. I'm liking it. I'm liking. But Dow is kind of one of the ones that has not recovered at all. Just looking everywhere in the market right now. Dow, art spot, gold's holding its own. NQ obviously very hot. Yes, just holding through. Trump speaking shortly here.
And they don't have really much going on in the server either. 2 hours, 17 minutes. Is anyone still even watching this? If you are, I commend you, bro. Great job. Because I can't even stare at this screen. Maybe in the future I'll try to make it more interesting. This is the first one, so I got a couple things I gotta edit out, but I don't know. I think we just upload the whole thing. A few cuts here and there, upload it all. Only way you can make money as a day trader is by either making YouTube videos about it or selling courses. Man, how do you make money? Oh, I'm a day trader. Oh, you sell courses. Man, can we move? Can we do anything? Oh man, I don't think that I'm going to be able to even break even today. I don't think I will. I don't think I will be able to break even. Calls are being sold off. Puts are being sold off now. Getting to a point in the day where the contracts are probably super cheap. Yeah, they're well cheaper now than they were before. The third one out of the money on the... But again, the puts one is more expensive. A 59.20 put, which is 3 contracts out the money, is $570 right now. Whereas a 59.45 is $450. That's $100 difference between calls and puts. It just really makes me think that we're going to come back down, even though the market suggests we should go up. Do I bet on the market going down? No. No. I don't bet against the data. I do not bet against the data. Nope. Guess I gotta put this watermelon away. Don't worry, guys. The market's not gonna move. I'll come back. We're still gonna be flat. Ain't moving nowhere. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta turn off the thing. It's gonna literally track me everywhere I move. Standard. All right. Good. Be right back. Hey, look, we did not move. Isn't that crazy? Let's turn on motion, normal tracking. And now we just sit back. You know, maybe if I was a little bit more lenient with tossing money around, maybe we could have bought a put up here, or here, or here, bought a call here. They have not let go of the puts at all today. All day long, they have not let go of these puts. And I'm trying to see if I could use it to my advantage, knowing that they have a lot of puts. Do we get a big green saving candle? Do we get that? We've dropped down right in the same range as we've been. Every single time we've done that, we have gotten a green candle that has saved us. Is that the case here? Very, very big red. Is this the green candle that saves us? Is this the candle that saves us? Is this the candle that goes back up and tries to just punt us all the way back up to here? We did make a new high. Yeah, there it is. I don't know. Negative delta behind us right now. My biggest worry is buying a call and we have a flush, because we can go down a lot faster than we can go up. Any clues from SPX? Look at that, very close to the 200 EMA on SPX, whereas on SPY we're kind of far. That's interesting. RSI is also getting relatively low. If we have a strong wick off of this, do we go in for calls? Most valuable contract is still above us and we have not satisfied it. Will we? Probably not. There's a wick. I want to see if we get closer to this 200 right here. We haven't really had a chance to respect it at all. Let me go back to SPY. Let's see. That's a strong wick back. That is a strong wick back. We had a good dip. I will give it that. Could have been worse. We could have bought calls up here. Could have bought calls here. Right? Could have bought calls here. Well, I mean, would have been happy there. Would have sold. That's a weird wick. Because it's not like super strong. Like, it didn't really have. Is this the rebound? Oh, there's a saving candle, per usual. So now what? You could either have another green candle spawn, or do I just try it? Do I just go in for a call and hope that this one, the hope was before that this candle would have been green and big as well, right? It would follow the trend. Yeah. Look at that. So let's try to find something similar to this that's happened so far today. You have a green, red. Next one was green, kept going down. Data is useless at this point. The only thing the data is telling me is that we should go up. That's it. That's the only thing I can get from the data right now. The calls and puts are exactly the same as they have been for the last 2 hours. Let's see. Do we have a 200 EMA touch? Because it's close. Calls are now getting sold. Puts are just barely getting bought. Actually, they're just hovering. We are in green gamma. We are in green delta. But we've been in that this entire time. We can't just sit here and pretend like, oh, look where we are. We're in green. The volume on the net drift has just steadily been collapsing. Trump and the dude from South Africa are still... Oh, no, they're talking right now. Okay. So here's a little snippet. I don't know how much of this I can play.
Many locations, if we feel there's persecution or genocide going on, and
All right. So I'm assuming eventually he's going to bring up the topic of tariffs. I'm so thrown off at the fact that the net drift volume since about 11:15 has steadily just been shrinking. It went all the way from 12,000. We're down to just over 4,000. The puts have not gone away this entire day. The MVC did shift from being a negative contract to a positive. The delta at 5,900 has not gone anywhere. Again, I don't know. Like, one thing is positive, one thing is negative or bullish, bearish. I have contradicting. Why, bro? Like, you don't need all this up here. You have conflicting. This is conflicting data. They're not all in unison. Like, why did these two huge green candles come up? Maybe he said something. Do you buy a put here? Or do you wait? That's a really big green candle, wow. If we're judging by the trend of the day, we come down. Yeah. If we're looking at the trend of the day, we come down. But last time I tried to front run that here, and it did not work out. And puts are actually now starting to sell off. Now they're down to 1.54 million. And the volume is starting to pick back up. Yeah, that showed on the chart there. Green candle. Not buying it though. Ugh, what are you gonna do? Just give up? These people held on to these puts all day long. They're now gonna give up. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I think this is gonna come back down. I'm gonna have a put loaded on my Robinhood. If I see the put volume or start to increase again, because we just had a run up. Just had a run up. This could be. Should I buy 2 contracts? Should we do 1 or 2? It's not bullish. I'll tell you that. That doesn't look bullish. Is this a green candle? Yep. They're trying to hold it up. They're trying to hold up where we're at right now. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that we just run up like this and drop right back down again. Although we did it here. Somewhat did it here. Do we? Do we literally do that again? These people holding these puts are throwing me off so hard. Because normally what will happen in a trading day is the market, like what it did today, will have a really big increase in price. And then the people who held on to those puts will sell them, right? Because they're losing a lot of value. But in the case of today, the market ran up, but the puts increased as well. That's where I'm lost. That's where I'm confused as to who is holding on to these puts, because somebody knows something. And I'm looking, let's see, 20-year auction bond is around 1 p.m. Let me look it up. Let's see, 20-year auction bond. The 20-year bond auction is scheduled for today, with the Treasury Department auctioning $13 billion worth of 20-year treasuries. You can get real-time results for the auction as they're announced, which will show the immediate market impact. We're moving up. The 20-year yield has crossed 5% to trade at 5.061%, and the trend line shows it may well move even higher. Investors are watching an auction of 20-year debt scheduled for this afternoon. The Treasury will sell $16 billion issued at 1 p.m. Eastern, a routine sale as it borrows to fund the government. The size of offering is unchanged from February. I don't get why that would move the market down. Auctions are increasingly in focus as investors are wary that the demand might be weak, given greater uncertainty about the outlook. Fiscal worries have intensified as the Republican Congress marches toward a new tax bill that could add $3.3 trillion to the national debt. Republicans are aiming to move the bill through the House of Representatives before Memorial Day, allowing the Senate to consider it over the summer. So that is where those puts are coming from. Now I understand. So if you didn't catch all that, will the Treasury be able to sell $13 billion worth of bonds? If they sell, and they sell super fast, that's bullish, right? That means people are still bullish on the U.S. economy. But if they don't sell fast, then that would be bearish for the economy. Now, the thing that I'm looking at here is the performance. So the 5-day performance on the U.S. 20-year Treasury bonds is 3.50. 1 month is 18. 3 month is 20. Year to date is 17. And 1 year is 38.40. All green. Let's check out the 1 month. They've been steadily growing. Check out the year to date. They've recovered the year to date. They've recovered the year. Let's check the 3 year. 3 year has also been growing all time. All time it's also been growing. So that's what they're betting on. They are betting on the U.S. Treasury bonds not selling fast, or not having enough buyers. But $13 billion is not a lot of money. In the case of the people that are buying it, aren't the people that are buying these things usually like billionaires already that are, a lot of people from overseas buy U.S. bonds? The latest release actual was 4.810. The previous was 4.6. So on April 16th of 2025, we beat whatever that means. We beat. Let's see. March, it was 4.6, and the previous was 4.8. February was 4.8, and the previous was 4.9. January was 4.9, previous was 4.6. December was 4.6, 4.6. Yeah, and it shows you all this. So they're holding on to the fact that they think the market is going to drop on this treasury yield stuff at 1 p.m. So there's two things that we could do. There's two things that we could do. Trying to think. Trump is still alive. You see where I'm like leaning towards bearish. There's two things we can do. Either we wait for the information to come out and then we follow the trend, or we try to beat the trend. We try to beat it before it comes out. Now, let's take a look at some of the clues. Market did open red. We were actually at one point down 34 points. Right now on SPX, we're down 7 points. So we did run up. Puts are still great. I mean, calls are still greater than puts. MVC is still green, which can flip. That can change. But as of right now, majority of the market is bullish. So I'm going to need a little bit more information here. I'm going to have to go back to here. We'll see if anybody answers the question. Sometimes they're a little busy watching the Trump stuff. Another big green candle. Yeah, they're just watching the Trump stuff. It's just the market is so bullish. Do I really go against it? Am I going against the market or am I going against the data? Because the data has slowly wanted to shift negative, other than the fact that we're in green delta and green gamma. And the calls are beating the puts. I don't know. We have about 15 minutes. I'm going to use the bathroom. But I don't know if I want to front run it. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, wait. Hello. Come back down. I'm right over here, buddy. Standard. Don't track me. All right. Be right back. We moved yet? No. Puts are starting. No, puts are at 1.2 million. I can't even say that they're selling off. They're not. Calls. I think we just wait. I think we just wait for the news to drop, and then we follow the trend. I think that's going to be the play. That has to be the play. Yeah, that's going to be the play. Thinking. Still moving up. Slowly, ever so slightly slowly, we're still moving up. Weird. Calls are being bought up now. What a market, bro. What a freaking market. To be fair, another one of these strong wicks. Like, you see, I like these. It happened there, and it happened right here. Both times, look what it spawned. I just didn't think this one was strong enough. Puts are being held on to still. Calls are being bought, though. Quite a bit of calls. And this is actually a new high of day. Previous close was 59.40. Let me check this one. the same data. So it looks a little better. 59.40 was yesterday's close. Just $3 away. Is this the market manipulation before the dump? Or is it just people buying because they know that the market's going to go up higher? Puts are still 1.7 million. Volume on the net drift has increased. Bond auction still coming. 1 p.m. Bitcoin new all-time high is 109,000. Wow. Yeah, it says traders are watching for weakness in foreign demand. It's basically all it is. I think we wait, guys. I think we wait and we try to follow the trend. Yeah. I think we wait and we try to follow the trend. The 58.75 gamma is shrinking quite a bit, whereas 59.50 is growing pretty strong. I just don't like the fact that we have pretty important news. Actually, Delta is now completely green. Do I buy calls right before right before news comes out? Eight minutes. 8 minutes. Eight minutes, guys. 7 minutes. I don't know. Still don't know. The fact that puts are now at 2 million. I think we wait. think we wait. I think we wait, guys. Wait and follow the trend. That's going to be it. Just wait and follow the trend. Let's not front run it. Trying to see if there's one where I can like see it like right when it happens. Yeah, there was that Moody's downgrade. That Moody's thing happened and the market shot up. Okay, so I'm on the page right now. I'm on treasurydirect.gov. We'll be able to see exactly at 1 p.m. what what's going to happen with it, what's going to be the actual. It looks like, no, Trump is still talking. Puts are being bought up, dude. 2.26 million puts now. Calls are still at 4.28. Look at that. What a drop, dude. Puts are really starting to ramp up now. Right before, 4 minutes before the thing is supposed to drop. But like I said, I mean, we're still in this range. We are still right in this range. Let's see what happens, and we will follow the trend. Because remember, at the beginning of the day, that 58.75 was huge. And although it did shift, I mean, it was still there. Someone was still betting, or someone or some people or some company were still betting on downside today. Three minutes. But we'll be able to see exactly what happens at the market in 2 minutes. It dumping like this before, I don't even want to call it a dump. It's not like we dumped. We didn't dump. We just came right back into this range. We went up a little bit. We came right back down to it. It's going to be interesting what happens with this 200. Puts are still being bought up quite a bit. Wow, 2.5 million now. 2 minutes until we have this really big support right here. So really just depends. Let's not gamble. Let's just wait for confirmation on news. We're going to confirm which way the market wants to go, and we'll pick that way. We'll keep an eye on 58.75, see if it grows, and if 59.50 shrinks. Calls, I mean, puts are still being bought up, guys. A lot of puts being bought right now. 2.7 million puts. All right, 1 minute. Let's see what happens. Net drift is still positive, though. Gamma, still positive. Delta, still positive. Let's see. Is this going to be negative news? We are crossing under the 200. Used it as really good support. It's one. Let's see. See what happens here. Looks like not seeing much in the data. I'm seeing puts get sold off. Let's see. Not seeing anything really happen. Market's still down, going down a little bit. Okay, this website doesn't even work that I found. Nice. Puts are still being bought up. We're looking at 3 million puts right now. I might go in for one, honestly. I might go in for a put here. Might be making a mistake, though. Should have probably bought puts up there. Not down here at a 200 EMA where we're using it as support. But I'm just seeing the put premium increase. Nothing. 1:01 p.m. Haven't really made a direction here. I don't know. I want to buy calls because we're wicking off hard off the 200 EMA. But I also want to buy puts because the data says that puts are being bought up. Unless this is a better value short. Looks like it was. Yeah, better value short. So did the news come out now? It was supposed to come out at 1. Oh, man, that sucks. And I literally saw it all day. The puts were just not going anywhere. Look at that. 3.3 million puts now. I don't even think you buy here now, though. How do you buy a put here now? Because at this point, you're chasing. Although, look at that. We're taking out these people here. All those people who had bought calls here are now getting taken out. It's just how much farther down do we go? Do we go like really far into the negative RSI and interesting, very interesting. Poof, puts would have paid, guys. Big time. But I'm thinking calls now. Like, you're not supposed to catch falling knives, but let me see. This grew to 47 million. This is 44 million. So now it just flipped again. The MVC just flipped to be negative again. It's just where we're at is pretty low. That's a big drop. And now we got that VWAP right there. I'm going to be looking to see if calls just got really sold off. Wow, should I get into puts? Holy crap, calls really got sold off. And we're going up. That's crazy. Calls just got sold off and we're going up. No way. Dude, I think we go lower. Oh my gosh, I think we go lower. It's such a risk, though. Because that's a really, really strong wick back up, dude. And now we're above the 200 again. 3.3 million puts, 3.7 million calls. Is this a better value short? Or was that it? Do we just... Did the MVC just flip again? 57 million to 39. The MVC just flipped again to being positive. Gosh, this thing's flip-flopping so much today. And I had this news as medium low, which technically, I mean, it's not like we moved a lot. We moved more in anticipation for the news versus the actual news. I want to zoom in on the calls and puts, though, so I can get a better view of what's going on. Calls are being bought. MVC still positive. Most valuable contract is still above us. But it's just weird because the net drift has been really, really, really teetering down. I mean, how do you go from 12,000 volume to 1,000? Puts are being bought up again. Is this a better value short? Is this a better value short? Let's see if the puts and call... Ooh, they are about to. Dude, puts are really being bought right now, guys. They're so close to flipping. Now, they were close to flipping actually earlier today. And it didn't do it. It just totally ignored it. So, could be a case where we ignore it again. Data is still bullish. Data's bullish. We're using the 200 as a really strong support level. Let's see if we flip. Let's see. Do we flip? Do we have a net drift flip here and go lower? If not, we buy calls. All right, ride the wave back up. It's so close. They're neck and neck. 3.7 million, 3.6 million. Looks like calls are taking off again. That was tough though, because I just watched the puts go from 1 million to 3.6 million, super fast, only for the market to go up. Calls are being bought. I want to see if there's going to be a net drift flip. It looks like it's not. This looks like it's going to be a better value long now. If I'm looking at the data. It's so close, dude. 3.7 mil now. 3.77 to 3.73. They're like right, it just crossed. Net drift just crossed. 3.6 to 3.8. So do we go down from here? Do I buy a put? It's worth a shot. Let's see. Oh man, what is going to happen with this 200? Oh, we're crossing right over it. man, I don't know. Let's do it. I'm just gonna get into puts. Let's do it. I'm buying it in a red candle, which I don't like, but that's been the I don't know. We'll see. The net drift did just cross. It just crossed. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's go ahead and set a stop loss. Actually, should we? Nah. All right, I'm going to take profits here, guys. One contract. Take profits. All right, we took profits. And we are up $76. Let's freaking go. Okay. We took profits there. Could have possibly kept going lower. I did see the flip. So this is what I was saying, right? This is actually what happened earlier. When you have the calls, and the calls are chilling up here, right? And you have the puts. So the calls are up here. Unless the calls are the circle, puts are the line. You start getting closer and closer and closer, right? Now we're very close. So what happened here, and why I bought puts right there, was because we saw this happen, right? We saw the puts start to take over the calls. I actually could have held on to it a little bit longer. Probably should have. I kind of just wanted to get out for a profit today. Very tough day to trade. But yeah, you saw the puts start to overtake the calls. And that's what happened here. And that's why I got into that position. Because normally when that happens, the market will flip, right? So definitely could have held on. Oh my goodness, I really missed out on quite a bit of money there. Only thing is with Robinhood, it's very hard for me to set a stop loss because it just doesn't work. I don't know what's wrong with Robinhood. I mentioned this in a previous video. It just doesn't work. So realized profits and losses. We have made 2 trades today. The first one was a 35% loss, which I shouldn't have waited until 35%. That was minus 190. And then the second trade that we made, can I actually just show you guys? Are you guys going to be able to see? Like, it's not going to be able to show. We made $270 on that dip right there off of the net drift flipping. So overall today we are up $76. Not a lot of money, but again, a lot better than being down 190. So we still have a bit of market to go, but I really wish I would have held on. Really wish I would have held on, guys. Why did you guys tell me to sell? I mean, to be fair, let's be honest, guys. If you buy one contract of something and you're up $270 on it, take the profit. All right. Yes, if I had never lost to 190, I would have been up like what, 250, 260 after you factor in the fees. So if you're up 38% on a contract, I'm the type of guy to just not get greedy. But yeah, it took 3 hours. 3 hours to get profitable today. Absolutely insane. Market shifted as well completely. So that 58.75, which was huge earlier on in the day, is now 73 million. Whereas the 59.50, which was the MBC, is down to 28 million. So I really could have held. Should have bought 3 contracts. I should have just full ported. Yeah, I lost my first trade, so therefore I should have full ported into my next one. I'll remember that for next time. So now we're in a situation where this is exactly what happened in the beginning of the day, right? Which we're actually getting somewhat close to. Beginning of the day, we had that really big negative, really small positives. Now puts are actually starting to be sold off a little bit. So must have been some bad news with the bond auction. Must have been some bad news. All right. Do we continue? Is anybody still even watching this? Probably not. Let's be honest. Probably nobody is watching it from here. If anybody is watching this, they probably saw me watch, or they watched me lose the 190, and then they were probably like, "Yep, this guy sucks at trading," which is not the case. You take losses, you take your wins, and definitely was not an easy market to trade in. Like I said, you know, what do you do here? What's the next move right here, right? You went this. What's the next move right here? Oh yeah, you keep going higher. Whereas this one kept going up and down, up and down, up and down. This one just went higher. So it's been a tough trading day, but I'm glad to have inched out a little bit of a profit today. Nothing crazy, but do we continue now? Should I continue on with the stream and just go up until 2, 3? Try to get into another position? We could try. I am getting kind of hungry though. Crap, I'm getting kind of hungry. I'm getting really hungry. I don't know what to eat. Could have fettuccine alfredo, but then I'd have to go to Sprouts and buy some more. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, puts got really. So I could see that though. All day long, those puts were not going away. Kept saying it over and over again, right? If the market's trending up, why are these puts not going away? And there was your reason. If we had front runned it, we probably would have been up. And I held it through all the way. Probably that was easily over $1,000. Hate taking losses, man. It sucks when you take a loss because then when you do take a win, it doesn't sound as great. Like, oh, you only made $70. No, I was down 190 and I came back up. Let's see what happens here. Kind of interested because we could see a reversal, honestly. We could just let the market play out. Yeah, we could really let the market play out here. And then who do we want to take out? I feel like we've taken out everybody. This is where we're at right now. Puts are still being bought. Wow, man. Had I just set a stop loss? I was thinking about it too. I was like, do I set a stop loss and risk it going up to my stop loss and getting wicked out for like $20? What a dump. Wow. We're almost at low of day. Or at least this low. This was the pre-market low. Holy crap, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting that. There is almost no positive gamma anymore. Like all of the big gamma is all negative. What a dump. And for some reason, I'm thinking about buying calls. Oh, man, how much money did we miss out on? That has to be in 2000. Where did I sell here? I sold in this candle. My goodness. And it went all the way down here. Dang. But you know what? It could have easily gone here and went straight back up. So, wow. Did we just make it? We just made a new low of day. We have just made a new low of day. Holy crap. And the goal here is to be patient enough to find where is the reversal, right? I don't think we just go straight down for the rest of the day. But I do wish I had held on to that put. Dude, holy crap, I was not expecting this. And it came so late. The information should have came out at 1. Wow. How much lower do we go, bro? What the heck? Is this where we recover a little bit? Puts are starting to be sold off a little bit. Do we dare buy a call and try to catch a reversal? Dude, RSI is at 12. Holy crap, what a dump. Could have been a millionaire had I just held on to this all the way up here. I want to see if we see one of those strong wicks. I want to see a strong wick back. Oh, there's a green candle. Is this the turn? Do we turn here? Be front running it. I think that might have been the turn. Oh man, that sucks. That was the turn. I mean, honestly, the data's not suggesting it. It's just the fact that it's a green candle. The data suggesting we still go down. No way. The calls are pointing down. Do we go all the way down to 58.75 on SPX? Holy moly, guys. Imagine all the people who had calls right now. This thing imploded. We're getting bought back up a little bit here. Are we? The puts are starting to be sold off. That's what I'm looking at, though. They are starting to. It's very slowly, but they are. Or do we really get close to 58.75? Look at this. Calls are still being sold off right now. 58.75. That is MVC right now. Do we reach it? Do we reach 58.75 or do we turn before? That's a dump and a half, bro. We did dump here and look what happened. It flattened out. No guarantee that this even comes back up. Unless you start seeing more calls being purchased. Which we're not. 2.3 million calls, 5.7 million puts. And they're still selling off. Oh man, why didn't I hold? Completely my fault. That would have been up so much. Wow. On that divergence. So, at least I know for future reference if something similar ever happens to this. Set a stop loss. Are we at 58.75 yet? We're very close. We're like touching MVC right now. Well, we're not. 58.70. Oh, we are. Look, 58, 58.77, 58.76. This could be a pivot point, guys. We satisfy, if we can satisfy MVC, and then you start going up from there, that's a possibility. Let's see. 58.75. We've hit it. We hit 58.75. I saw it. I saw that we did hit 58.75. I might get into a call here. Let's try it. Actually, that contract's very expensive now. Why did that just jump that much? Do we get into calls here? We satisfied MVC. I saw 58.75. Nope, 58.74. Puts are exploding. 6 million puts. Like, I don't even know. We hit it though. We hit 58.75, which is insane. Do we start to see the calls start to rise and the puts start to teeter off, or do we just stay stuck down here? 58.75, there it is. What does the data tell us? The data tells us that puts are still being bought, but calls are also starting to be bought a little bit. 58.71? What the? Dude, how low are we going? Whoa. How low do we go? This is the definition of don't buy falling knives. 6.3 million puts. Is my mic? Oop, I hit the mic. That's not going to sound good. Is this still on? It's still on. That's good. Didn't mean to hit it though. Whoopsies. Every green candle, I just think like, is this the buying opportunity? Is this it right here, you know? I don't think it is. I don't see the calls being purchased. I see them being sold. Dude, had I held on, why did I not hold on? Ah, dude, I don't even want to look at what those contracts are probably worth. I think I sold them up here. I don't even want to look. I don't want to look at what those contracts are worth. Do we start to see a turn anywhere here? You want to be on the right side of the V, for sure. This 20-year bond auction stuff decimated the market. Holy crap, dude. I'm looking at my 35% gain. Like, really? That's all I could do? Could have been up 300. But next time for sure. Still crashing down though. Puts are like, there's no calls being bought here, just a sell-off. So there must have been some bad news with the bond auction. It must have been. Oh no, puts are being sold a little bit here. This could be the pivot here. This could be the pivot right here. Yeah, this could be. This could be the pivot, guys. Could be the pivot. Pivot. Could be. Red candle, though, even though, well, I mean, there's still so many puts. Let's not front run it. Let's be patient. 58.66. Dude. Oh my goodness. I could have been a millionaire today. Had I full ported into puts. Yeah, no, it's just a waiting game. Do we even recover? I mean, we have to. Do we really just go straight? We're down 77 points today from open. Wow. Is this it? Is this the turn? Puts are starting to really be sold off now. I think I might try in for a call here because they're really starting to get sold off here. Yeah, they're getting sold off. I don't want to buy it and then I'm like in such a bad situation. Then people are like, you bought the falling knife. Like, no, I've literally been watching the knife fall for like ever. Eventually it's got to ease up a little bit, right? Apparently not. That's another big red blob. Huh. This looks like it's a bottom, though. This looks like it's a bottom. Unless the next candle spawns and it's lower. Dang. We did a great job of staying patient, though, and not buying in this one, this one, this one. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, is that the bottom now? Did we reach a bottom? Or is that going to flip red? I'm starting to think that we trend up a little bit, guys. At some point here. What the? Patience! We're patient. We are patient. Holy crap, we are patient. That's nuts how far we just fell. Look at that. We were all the way up here. We were at 59.36. We're at 58.58. And still dropping. Market is completely oversold. Yeah, no way. There's no buying that. There is no buying that, dude. No, you can't buy this. I mean, you could buy puts. You can't buy calls in this. No way. There's no buying calls in this. Every candle's red. Why did I not hold? Man. I still think the market just is not just going to go straight down. Right? It's not going to go straight down. Eventually, it's got to have, somewhat of a flip, right? That's a strong wick. That's a very, very strong wick. Dude. The data is literally full red. There's not a green anywhere. Is this the turn? Nope. Every time a green candle spawns, it shifts straight back into being red. This could be it, though. I mean, dude, I don't know how much farther we can fall. Oof, do I buy here? There it goes. There goes the market. There it goes. Look at that. Didn't take the gamble. Oh, all the way back up, guys. All the way from 58.50 to 58.66. Just like that. Oh, man. Dang it, I was watching that the whole time. Just did not click the button. Trying to see if... I mean, at that point, you're catching falling knives. Man, we missed that little turnaround there. But there really was nothing in the data to even tell us that that was going to come up. I think the only reason this came up was just the fact that we were so oversold to the point there where it had to come back somewhere eventually. Oh, I can pause this. Wow, I didn't know that. Missed the turn there. If you could even... Yeah, you would have had to have caught that all the way down there. I don't even know what you do here. This could just continue straight down again. I think I might be done. Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't catch that reversal. That was a fantastic reversal. It just wasn't really on our data that that was going to pop up. Although the market was super oversold to the point where it had to have come up eventually. Unless, do we? I mean, if there's a better value short, I mean, better value long, that could be a play. I keep hitting the mic, dang it. Not meaning to do that, it just happens. Let's see. Let's turn on ABJ and see what they're talking about over here. I gotta turn this up.
You guys a little bit longer. Yeah, but and thumbs up. Whoever got that short. I know I cut out really early on that short. But who's trusting in the data more? Who's trusting in the data more after today? Let me know, man.
Honestly, the data didn't really help me today. I mean, other than net drift flip, the data was not really that helpful for at least today. It usually is helpful, but today it wasn't.
Can't wait for my new mic to come next week. Can't wait for my new headset to come today. It should be coming today. It better be, otherwise I'm gonna be pissed. And then Carmen's gonna be like, I don't understand why you don't get Amazon Prime.
All right, I don't know what he's talking about here.
Stuff all the time.
Great. Good. Is this a better value long? No, I'm seeing a lot of puts being bought up again. It's just we're past MVC now. I did not expect us to dump that hard. That's kind of a shame. Really sold too early. Do I beat myself up about that? No. We made the right play. We did profit today, not a lot because we did take quite a big loss. Didn't catch this V, which sucks. That would have been some decent money. Yeah. I think that's it. I don't think the market's going to really move that much anymore. Unless I start to see these puts being sold off. That's the only way that we make another big movement. But delta exposure is all red. Gamma exposure is all red. Puts, there's 6.2 million puts, 2.9 million calls. It's all negative. It's all red. There's a green candle spawn there. It looks like calls are starting to be bought up a little bit. It's just where we're at. Like, where do we even go anymore? This is exactly where the market wants to be. 58.75 from the beginning of the day. This is where the market wanted to be. Let's see if he's saying anything.
Full shout out to you. If I close these out tomorrow for around VWAP price today, 14.86 right now, that's my target for TSLL. If I close them out, send you a gift card your way, brother. Send you a gift card, sir. Wired e-phones, dude. 679. Dude, are we back in 1999 when the world was wired earbuds? Sell Amazon calls to cover Amazon Prime cost. Maybe. Apple market cooked me. Oh no.
Might be done.
What happened, man?
Might be done today.
No, dude. We're retracing right now, man. We're coming back towards that MDC, 58.77 now.
It's just the puts are still being bought up. That's what I don't get.
Meta Ray-Bans?
Yeah, they're not really talking about the market right now. I'll go ahead and just mute that. I like when they talk about the market, not so much other things. Wish I caught that reversal. Calls are being bought up, though. It's just the puts are not selling off. You need to see both. You can't just see calls being bought and puts being bought. You need to see both things happening. Why am I just not getting into calls? Dang it. Yeah, 5 minute, 3 minute. Yeah, I'm just literally leaving all this money on the table, all the way from down here. Just leaving money on the table. Again, I want to see calls being sold. I mean, not calls. I want to see puts being sold, which I'm not. There's no puts being sold. Which makes me think, do we go lower? What a recovery. Wow. That is a big recovery. That's a 38-point recovery. There's one green delta exposure. That's it. Everything else is red. Puts are still being bought. What in the world? That bond auction must have went horribly. Probably only like 3 bonds sold. Market's gonna go down here. Do I get into puts? I did notice a jump in the puts, but market didn't move. What's the move here? What do the market makers want to do? They could just flatten it out here. Unfortunately, I missed majority of the dump and I missed the pivot. I think we go down from here more. I'm going to try it. I'm going to get into puts. All right, we'll set. We'll if it's going too far against us, we'll get out of it. Let's see what happens. But right now, calls are being sold again. Puts are being bought. Somehow I'm down $60. What? How am I down that much already? What the heck? What the heck's going on here? I might be getting IV crushed. All right, we'll see what happens in these few candles, but I might have to sell this fast because I'm getting IV destroyed, I guess. I don't know how I was down that much. I went from being up $10 to being down 70. Just like real quick. Let's see. Does the market come back down a little bit? Or are we actually going to take an L today? Calls are being sold off though, which is weird. I don't see why we should be going up at all. Yeah, I really don't see why we should be going up. This candle should be red. For how this looks, calls are really being sold off right now. The market's going to move like a snail, isn't it? As soon as I get into it. I might have to just sell for a loss here. Maybe? Maybe this works for me? I mean, dude, come on. Calls are being sold off so hard. Why am I down 75? Why, like, these are moving way too fast. This is not looking good for me, guys. This is looking like a big loss is about to happen. If we don't, like, start moving down, like, right now. Let's see. Come on. Let's get a shift down. Still down 20. Calls are still being sold off. Really hard. It's not like they're being sold off like a little bit. They're selling off quite a bit. All right, let's try to sell this contract before some BS happens. Sell. All right, we sold it. Let's see what the profit on it was. These contracts are just moving so aggressively, guys. Like, I'm up 20 bucks at one point. Don't tell me it's about to be a big red candle. Don't play with me. Don't play with me that this one's about to be a big red candle. Hold on, before I even look at my profits, don't tell me that this is about to be a big red candle. No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I'm looking at the data right now. Calls are being bought. Calls are being bought. That should not be a big red candle. I don't want to look at the why is that going down? Why is it when the calls are going down, we're trending up, but when the calls are going up, we're trending down? I mean, it flips. It's inversed. This better not be a huge red candle. It's not going to be. No way. Calls are being bought right now. I still haven't looked at my profits yet. That's not going to be a big red candle. You better not be. No, there's no way. Calls are being bought. There's no way. Hold on. I'm not looking at the profits yet. Why is every candle red? Bro, when I was in it, I'm literally fighting with the market makers to get a red candle. There we go. Yeah, see, calls were getting bought. Yeah, eat a franc. Yeah, there you go. See, I was right. Man, I'm such a good trader, bro. All right, let's check the profits on the last one. 70 bucks. 70 bucks. Bought it for 620 and I sold it for 690. Yeah, 11% gain. It turned red. Why did it turn red? Why did that turn red right there? That should have been green. All right. I don't even care. The IV is probably so juiced on these that it's like barely, not that it's barely moving, it's moving too much. So now we're up 144 on the day. Okay, cool. So salvaged. We were down 190. Now we're up 144. Let's see. My minimum that I like to, of course now it does that. Why did it do that right now? Why didn't it do that before? Why does it do that right now? There you go. See, that's what I thought. Calls are being bought. They're not, but we're going up for some reason. Minimum that I like to make in a day is at least $200 because that's what it's crazy because my minimum that I want to make when I'm day trading is 200. But when I used to be a DoorDash and Uber driver, my maximum what I wanted to make was 200. Not my maximum. Actually, yeah, that was my minimum too. Like if I made 200 in a day driving, I was happy with that. But also I was wasting a lot of gas. I was wasting, oil, all the other crap in the car. I was eating out like 2, maybe sometimes 3 times a day. I ate at home today, right? Did that. I ate at home. I mean, I bought a Sprouts pre-made meal, but still, I mean, I bought that and I ate it at home. It was cheaper than what it would have been if I went out. What did I eat for lunch? Oh, I didn't eat any lunch. Cool. I'll go make something for cheap, right? So I think that's going to be it for me. We're up $144.12 on the day. Very hard trading day. Would have been up a lot. Would have been up like thousands of dollars had I just not sold so early. But everything's a learning experience in the day. Video is almost 4 hours long. I don't think anybody's made it this far. But if you did, leave it a like, brother. Leave it a like, man. 2 thumbs up, man. 2 thumbs up for your boy. Switched up the videos, tried to make it more interesting for you guys. You guys saw the exact entries, the exact exits that I made. I think I'm going to go play some RuneScape now. See ya.